I'm a kid at heart. And if they don't like it, then you do something else, or you go somewhere else.
Most people know Johnny Mathis for his timeless hits like Chances Are and Misty, but there's much more to his story. At 88, Johnny Mathis has finally confirmed the rumors, revealing surprising details about his life and relationships. Discover the dramatic incidents that impacted his homes and his remarkable achievements over decades. But before we get into these revelations, we need to understand the early events that shaped Johnny Mathis's remarkable journey. Early life. Johnny Mathis, a name synonymous with timeless melodies and soulful crooning, has a story as captivating as his voice. Born in Gilmer, Texas, on September 30, 1935, Mathis was the fourth of 7 children in a family of domestic cooks. His parents, Clem Mathis and Mildred Boyd, worked hard to support their large family, and both had a deep love for music that they passed on to their son. In 1940, when Johnny was 5, his family moved to San Francisco, settling on 32nd Avenue in the Richmond district. This move marked the beginning of Johnny's lifelong journey with music. His father, Clem, had a background in vaudeville as a singer and pianist. Recognizing Johnny's natural talent early on, Clem spent $25 on an old upright piano, a significant investment at the time. He taught Johnny the basics, starting with songs like My Blue Heaven. This old piano became the cornerstone of Johnny's musical education. Johnny's parents were his biggest fans and earliest promoters. They ran his fan club, fostering a supportive environment that nurtured his budding talent. Johnny didn't just sing. He danced and performed routines learned from his father for visitors at home, at school events, and church functions. His love for performing was evident from a young age. At 13, Johnny's vocal abilities caught the attention of voice teacher Connie Cox. She saw potential in him and took him under her wing, offering lessons in exchange for housework. For 6 years, Johnny trained rigorously under Cox, mastering vocal scales, exercises, and the nuances of voice production. He also delved into classical and operatic singing, a foundation that would later distinguish his style. Around this time, Johnny's high school friend Merle Saunders, who would become a well-known keyboardist and collaborator with the Grateful Dead, formed a band and invited Johnny to join. This was Johnny's first experience singing with a band, a pivotal moment in his early career. When Saunders passed away in 2008, Johnny eulogized him, expressing deep gratitude for giving him that initial chance to shine. But music wasn't Johnny's only talent. He was a standout athlete at George Washington High School in San Francisco. Johnny excelled in high jumping, hurdling, and basketball. His athletic prowess earned him a scholarship to San Francisco State College in 1954. There, he continued to excel in sports, setting a high jump record of 1.97 meters. This record remains one of the college's best and was just shy of the 1952 Olympic record. Interestingly, Johnny's athletic journey intersected with future NBA legend Bill Russell. The San Francisco Chronicle once featured both athletes in an article highlighting their high-jumping skills. At that time, Russell was the top jumper in the city, with Johnny right behind him. Despite his athletic success, Johnny's passion for music never waned. The best decision. Johnny's journey took a thrilling turn one Sunday afternoon. While singing at a jam session with a friend's jazz sextet at the Black Hawk Club in San Francisco, Johnny caught the eye of Helen Noga, the club's co-founder. Helen was impressed. She saw something special in Johnny and decided to manage his budding career. She found him a weekend gig at Andy's 440 Club, where his smooth voice started to gather a local following. In September 1955, Helen Noga learned that George Avakian, the head of popular music A&R at Columbia Records, was vacationing near San Francisco. Determined to get Johnny noticed, she persistently called Avakian, urging him to come see Johnny perform at the 440 Club. After several calls, Avakian agreed. When he heard Johnny sing, he was blown away. He immediately sent a telegram to Columbia Records, stating, have found phenomenal 19-year-old boy who could go all the way. Send blank contracts. Meanwhile, Johnny was also making a name for himself in sports. At San Francisco State College, he excelled as a high jumper. In 1956, he was even invited to try out for the U.S. Olympic team heading to Melbourne. Faced with a tough decision, Johnny chose to follow his passion for music, a decision encouraged by his father. Johnny's first album, Johnny Mathis, A New Sound in Popular Song, was a jazz record. It didn't sell well, but Johnny stayed in New York City, performing in nightclubs, determined to make it in the music industry. His perseverance paid off when Columbia Records vice president and producer Mitch Miller took an interest in him. Miller envisioned Johnny singing soft, romantic ballads and paired him with renowned conductor and arranger Ray Conniff. This collaboration led to the creation of Johnny's signature sound. In late 1956, Johnny recorded Wonderful, Wonderful and It's Not For Me To Say, two songs that would become classics. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer noticed Johnny's rising star and signed him to sing It's Not For Me To Say in the movie Lizzie, 1957. These songs began to define Johnny's career, and his unique style started to captivate a wider audience. Rise to fame. June 1957 marked a significant milestone in Johnny's career. He appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show, one of the most popular TV programs of the time. This exposure skyrocketed his popularity. Later that year, Johnny released his second million-selling single, Chances Are. The song became an instant hit and solidified Johnny's status as a leading voice in popular music. In November 1957, Johnny released Wild Is the Wind, a song featured in the film of the same name. It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song. Johnny performed it at the Oscars in March 1958, further boosting his public profile. The week before the Oscars, Johnny released Johnny's Greatest Hits, an album that would make history. It stayed on the Billboard Top 200 album charts for an astonishing 490 consecutive weeks, nearly 9.5 years. This record was only broken 15 years later by Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. Johnny's success continued to soar. Later in 1958, he appeared in his second film for 20th Century Fox, singing A Certain Smile. This song, too, was nominated for an Academy Award. By the end of the year, Johnny was earning $1 million annually, a remarkable feat for any artist at the time. Critics and fans alike dubbed him the Velvet Voice, a testament to his smooth, captivating sound. In 1962, Ebony magazine listed Johnny as one of America's richest African Americans, with a wealth of $30 to $35 million. His hits kept coming. In 1962 and 1963, Johnny scored two of his biggest hits with Gina and What Will Mary Say, reaching number 6 and number 9 on the charts respectively. Johnny's early success set the stage for a vibrant, if occasionally tumultuous, career. However, in October 1964, he faced a significant challenge. Johnny sued Helen Noga, his manager, to void their management agreement, changing his partner. Noga countered with a lawsuit of her own in December 1964. The split marked the end of a crucial chapter in Mathis's career. Determined to take control of his future, Mathis founded John Matt Records on May 11, 1967, to produce his own recordings. He also established Rojan Productions on September 30, 1964, to manage all aspects of his career, from concerts to television appearances and promotional activities. After parting ways with Noga, Mathis teamed up with Ray Hahn as his new manager and business partner. Hahn, who remained with Mathis until his death in September 1984, played a pivotal role in steering his career during this period. Despite these efforts, the landscape of popular music was changing. The Beatles and the rise of album rock in the early 1970s shifted public taste, pushing Mathis's adult contemporary style to the fringes of the pop charts. Yet Mathis kept recording and performing, staying true to his sound. Successful duets. The late 1970s brought a revival. In 1976, Mathis achieved Christmas #1 in the UK with When a Child is Born. 2 years later, he struck gold with the duet Too Much, Too Little, Too Late alongside Denise Williams. This 1978 hit, arranged by Nat Kipner and John McIntyre Valens, soared to #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and topped the charts in several countries, including Canada and the UK. It also led the US R&B and adult contemporary charts, earning gold and silver certifications from the RIAA and the British phonographic industry. This success led to another duet with Williams, You're All I Need to Get By, which peaked at #47 on the Billboard Hot 100. Their partnership continued with the theme song Without Us for the sitcom Family Ties from its second season onward. Inspired by this success, Mathis recorded duets with a variety of artists, including Dionne Warwick, Natalie Cole, Gladys Knight, Jane Oliver, Stephanie Lawrence, and Nana Mouskouri. The compilation album Too Much, Too Little, Too Late, released by Sony Music in 1995, showcased these collaborations. In the early 1980s, Mathis worked with Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers of Chic to record the album I Love My Lady. Though the full album remained unreleased until 2017, selected tracks appeared in various collections over the years, keeping fans intrigued by this unique collaboration. Mathis's appeal into the new millennium. In 2007, he returned to the British Top 30 album chart with The Very Best of Johnny Mathis. This resurgence was followed by A Night to Remember in 2008 and The Ultimate Collection in 2011. Despite the changing music industry, Mathis remained a beloved performer. From 2000 onwards, he limited his concerts to 50 or 60 per year, maintaining a presence on stage without overextending himself. Notably, he was one of the last pop singers to travel with a full orchestra, a testament to his commitment to providing a rich musical experience. Throughout his career, Johnny has embraced various musical styles. He fell in love with Brazil, its music and culture, recording in Portuguese and exploring genres like samba and bossa nova. In 2011, his country album Let It Be Me, Mathis in Nashville, was nominated for a Grammy, a testament to his versatility and enduring talent. Johnny is one of the few artists to have hits in every decade of his career, a remarkable achievement. On January 14, 2016, Mathis celebrated his career with a sold-out performance at the Villages as part of his 60th anniversary concert tour. This event highlighted his enduring popularity and the timeless quality of his music. Nancy Reagan saved him. Johnny's career was soaring, but behind the scenes, he faced personal battles. Like many artists, he succumbed to addiction, a struggle that began after a bout of laryngitis. Performing 5 shows a night at the Copacabana in New York took a toll on his voice. Desperate to recover, Johnny visited Dr. Max Jacobson, a physician famed for his miracle tissue regenerator injections. Known as Dr. Feelgood, Jacobson's treatments were popular among celebrities, including the Kennedys and Broadway stars. These vitamin shots, which were actually laced with amphetamines, restored Johnny's voice, but introduced him to a new demon: struggle with substances. The amphetamines kept Johnny's energy high, but the cost was severe. He found himself grappling with a struggle that threatened his health and career. This wasn't the only issue. Johnny was also a heavy drinker, favoring champagne. He didn't recognize the extent of his problem until a notable figure, Nancy Reagan, brought it to his attention at a reception. She noticed his drinking habits and, upon learning of his struggles, stepped in to help. Nancy Reagan arranged for Johnny to attend a rehab center in Maryland. This facility, run by Jesuit priests, provided Johnny with the support he needed. During his 3-week stay, he delved into the reasons behind his drinking and learned ways to overcome it. This experience became a turning point in Johnny's life, giving him the tools to reclaim his sobriety and focus on his true passion, performing. Johnny realized that drinking and substances distracted him from his music, the very thing he loved most. With a renewed sense of purpose, he emerged from rehab determined to stay sober. This commitment to sobriety transformed his life and career, allowing him to continue creating music without struggling. His hobbies. Beyond his legendary career in music, Johnny Mathis has another passion: cooking. This love began early, growing up in a family that valued good food. Even as a child, Johnny enjoyed working the stove, learning the basics of culinary arts. Cooking became more than a hobby. It was a way of life. Johnny's interest in cooking grew alongside his music career. With dozens of gold and platinum records and over 350 million records sold, Johnny found solace and joy in the kitchen. His culinary skills are well known among friends and family, who often benefit from his delicious creations. Despite a hectic tour schedule and numerous charity events, Johnny always makes time for his favorite pastime. Golf is another of his passions. Introduced to the game by a friend in the late 1960s, Johnny quickly fell in love with it. When not traveling, he plays golf almost every day. This routine helps him stay fit and clear-headed. Johnny's love for golf is so well known that he has sung at many golf banquets, including prestigious events like the Ryder Cup. Johnny's approach to cooking is meticulous. Preparation is key. He believes that good meals start with good planning. When returning home late from a round of golf, he already knows what he wants to cook. This foresight ensures he always has a satisfying meal ready, no matter how busy his day has been. His kitchen is a testament to his passion. One room is dedicated entirely to cookbooks and recipes from around the world. Johnny is an avid collector, constantly adding new cookbooks to his library. Every 2 years, he sorts through his collection, donating some to local schools. He believes in the importance of sharing knowledge and inspiring others to cook. European cuisine holds a special place in Johnny's heart. He admires the focus on local, high-quality ingredients, a stark contrast to the often processed and pasteurized ingredients found elsewhere. When traveling in Europe, he makes it a point to savor the local flavors, which inspire his own cooking. Holidays are another opportunity for Johnny to showcase his culinary talents. He meticulously plans his holiday menus, drawing inspiration from culinary greats like Julia Child. Her recipes serve as a guide, ensuring that his dishes are both delicious and well executed. Johnny's attention to detail in the kitchen mirrors his approach to music. He believes that just as preparation is crucial for a good performance, it is essential for a good meal. Even while on the road, Johnny tries to cook whenever possible. Hotels with full kitchens are a dream come true, allowing him to whip up his own meals instead of relying on restaurant food. When that's not an option, he opts for simple, nutritious meals that provide the energy he needs for his performances. Red meat and vegetables are staples, giving him the strength to deliver his best on stage. Home disasters. In November 2015, disaster struck Johnny's beloved mansion in the Hollywood Hills. This home, which he had owned for 51 years, was more than just a house. It was a sanctuary filled with memories. One evening, while Johnny was away performing in New York and Cleveland, a fire broke out. A neighbor reported the blaze, and by the time Johnny returned to Los Angeles, the damage was extensive. The fire charred at least 2 rooms and shattered the glass panes over the indoor pool atrium. Firefighters arrived quickly, but the damage was already done. As Johnny surveyed the destruction, the sight was heart-wrenching. The room was gutted, debris scattered everywhere, and the heart of his home, the indoor pool area, was a mess of broken glass and smoke damage. Fortunately, no one was home at the time, which spared Johnny any personal harm. Johnny spoke to arson investigators, trying to understand how this could have happened. The Los Angeles Fire Department launched an investigation into the cause of the blaze. The initial assessment revealed significant damage, but there was hope that some parts of the house could be restored. Johnny remained optimistic, thankful that the situation wasn't worse. He could have been there, asleep in his bed. Despite the extensive damage, he considered himself lucky. Fast forward to January 2023, and Johnny faced another home-related crisis. Heavy rains and severe weather had been battering California for nearly 2 weeks. The relentless downpour caused a hill collapse in the Hollywood Hills West neighborhood, directly impacting Johnny's home. This time, the destruction was from a natural disaster. Furniture and pieces of the brick stairway from Johnny's property were scattered down the hillside. The collapse was dramatic, with significant parts of the home sliding down the hill. The scene was chaotic, with the hillside giving way and sending debris tumbling down. Achievements and awards. Despite the challenges Johnny Mathis faced, his career achievements are nothing short of extraordinary. His dedication to music has earned him a place among the greatest recording artists of all time. Alongside legends like Bob Dylan, Barbra Streisand, Tony Bennett, Billy Joel, and Bruce Springsteen, Mathis holds the distinction of having one of the longest tenures with Columbia Records. Except for a brief 4-year stint with Mercury Records in the mid-1960s, Mathis has been with Columbia since his debut in 1956. Johnny's success is highlighted by an incredible feat, having 5 of his albums on the Billboard charts simultaneously. This achievement places him in the company of Frank Sinatra, Barry Manilow, and Prince. Over his career, he has released 200 singles, with 71 songs charting worldwide, a testament to his enduring popularity. Mathis's television presence has also been significant. He has taped 12 of his own specials and made over 300 guest appearances,